Okay, salam sejahtera, vanakkam, vanakkam to all my viewers. This video, I'm going to make it in English, so I hope everyone understands. And if you understand the video while you are watching this video, please do hashtag in the comments. You can hashtag either to Ismail Sabri or you can hashtag to MKN as well. We want this video to go and reach these people. So please, for those people who are working in Singapore currently, please do hashtag MKN and Ismail Sabri. Okay, today, I, Dylan Sribalan, acting on behalf of Persatuan Pemas Negeri Johor, we had a press conference today regarding about the Singapore borders to be open. We want DCA daily commuting arrangement to be done as soon as possible. Today we are starting to pressure the government from an NGO aspect. So please, for those people who are working in Singapore, it is your duty now to hashtag. At least the minimum that you can do is to hashtag, because this hashtag actually works. Okay. So what was the press statement all about? If you have any questions, you can put in the comment. I will definitely answer to those questions. Okay, what was this press statement all about? It is enough. It is enough, and it's time for the borders to be open. Okay, that was the main title. Okay, it is time to open the borders, especially the Malaysian-Singapore land border. Okay, especially to the Malaysian-Singapore land border. Okay, there's a few things that I've highlighted to the press, which I think they should be releasing the press statement soon. Okay, one of it is actually the stress level of the people who are working in Singapore. Okay, the stress level of the people who are working in Singapore. One, the month of broken families, which is increasing day by day. That is the second one. And also some economically points that we have given. Also, how much of revenue is the country losing by the borders, by the closure of the borders. Okay, there is few important things that the government should consider. Why was the border closed? Why did they close the border? What was the reason for them to close the border? Okay, this has to be researched first. The reason for them to close the border was, at that time they were not much of experience, experiments done on the virus, on COVID virus, and they were afraid of the spread of the virus. They were not sure how the virus spreads and what is the cause of the spread of the virus. There were so many things that the entire world, including Malaysia and Singapore, didn't understand at that point of time. So to save their countries, each countries, they closed down their borders. We understand very well. In fact, the people also do understand. I mean, the people also did not know how serious was this. Even the government, even Malaysian government thought that they're only going to close the borders for 2 weeks. Then it went up to 1 month. Then they thought the second month they can open. And it has prolonged close to 18 months. It has been close to 18 months. The borders are closed. Okay. So knowing the fact why the border was closed, today, after 18 months, we Malaysians, especially we Malaysians, we have understand totally about the virus. We have understand about the virus. We know how the virus spreads. We know what is the preventive steps that has to be taken so that we can be safe, our family can be safe. I mean, it's almost, we know almost 90-95% of what is really happening. Okay, what is the cause of the virus? So how were we thought was because of the SOPs done by the government. They have put so much of SOPs. until we understand what is the problem. Now we know what is the problem. We know how to take care of ourselves already. Okay, 18 months has given a lot of training. Okay, I can say training to everyone on how to don't be easily exposed to this virus. Okay, first of all, by wearing mask, social distance, then after that taking vaccines, both the vaccines. So now knowing that how to prevent the virus, understanding the virus, why is the border still closed? What is the cause of the border is still being closed is a big question mark already, because as what the health minister YB Khairi said that COVID-19 has come to an endemic. Okay, that means that we have to get used to this pandemic. We are used to this pandemic already. Okay, we are used to the pandemic. We know how to take care of ourselves, and we know how to prevent this. So knowing all this, why is the border still closed? This is a very big question that we need to ask the government. Okay, there's no reason for the border to be closed. And more to it is, we are still having quarantine, okay, in hotels when we return from Singapore. This must be the biggest joke that we are going through. Okay, people from Selangor can travel to Melaka, to Penang. People can take a flight to go to Langkawi, for holidays, okay, and they can come back. They can go to Langkawi without having any quarantine being done in Langkawi, and they can return back to their cities without being quarantined in their place also. So what is the big issue here? Putting people who are returning from Singapore under quarantine. Okay, I'm not against people who are going on hotel quarantine. We are now starting to go against on the concept of being quarantined itself. Okay, self-quarantine, it means you are arresting yourself into 4 walls, and you have to be inside, no matter it could be in the hotel or it could be in your own home. Okay, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of only quarantining people who comes back from Singapore, especially the Malaysian workers? We are not talking about other country. They should go case by case, country by country. If you want to quarantine those people who are coming from a very high risk country, fine, we understand. But Singapore is our neighbor. It's like Johor having a neighbor with Melaka, with Selangor, with Negeri Sembilan, with Pahang. So Singapore is just a neighboring country. Okay, they are on the same land as what we are, with the bridge, included the bridge. Okay, so what is the purpose? Now you want to put people into quarantine. Okay, we are now going to go against of hotel quarantine. Okay, even if you want the Singapore retainees to have quarantine, minimize your quarantine. Okay, minimize your quarantine. We have so much of prevention measures to be taken. You can take a PCR test. Everyone is going from this state to that state without being quarantined. So what is the problem for the Malaysian government to quarantine those people who are coming back from Singapore? Malaysian government have to take a look at Singapore as a different issue, and do not label Singapore as though they are labeling as the other countries as well. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so Persatuan Pemas Negeri Johor is taking an initiative step to go against this quarantine, not only in hotels, even in house. Okay, after taking the PCR, maybe if they want them to take another PCR after 3 days, it's okay. Okay, maybe they can go into those kind of measures. People who return from Singapore, you take a PCR, you come here, then you swab test in the custom once, and after 3 days you go for another PCR. Okay, that should be fine. What is the point of quarantining them? Okay, and these are all Malaysians. We estimate more than 250,000 Malaysians working in Singapore. Okay, more than 250,000. I can't give the exact numbers, but what I know for definitely, 250,000 people are working, Malaysians are working in Singapore. Let's come to the country's economical part, okay? What is the country not looking into is, we have to understand, Singapore actually has no urgency on opening the borders, because the food trucks has been going in from day one. There was no stop for food trucks for other goods to go into Singapore. Okay, food is going in, other items needed is going in, everything is going in, but only this daily commuting they have stopped. So there must be a proper reason, which we understand already. Okay, so 250,000 people are inside Singapore, and this is not a small amount, you know. They are spending their salary almost $1,500 a month in Singapore. Okay, they are finishing their salary over there. A minimum Malaysian who lives in Singapore is easily spending $1,500 of his salary in Singapore. And this, if you times with 250,000 people, this is not a small money. Per month, it is coming to 375 million Sing dollars. Okay, Sing dollars, you know, 375 million. And if you times this with a year, 12 months, this is coming close to about 4.5 billion a year. And if you convert it into ringgit Malaysia, it's coming close to 14 billion ringgit Malaysia. If daily commuting, if there's a daily commuting, this entire 14 billion revenue would have come to Malaysia. You know, JB State would have would have got this benefit out of it. Even the central government could have got. Why are they not thinking? 14 billion, you know, per month is like close to 1 billion, more than a billion. So, Singapore government, knowing this, okay, all of a sudden, suddenly they realize that so much of money is being spent in in their country, Singapore. So they have got no rush, they have got no hurry to actually open the borders. But I think Malaysian government, they should actually gear up. They should actually always pressure or always negotiate with Singapore government for the borders to be open. Okay, in so many ways, it's actually benefiting Malaysia. Okay, it's benefiting Malaysia. It's going to solve a lot of problems. So this was what the major points that we highlighted in the press just now. Okay, knowing that there's so many preventive ways. Okay, we have army. Okay, Malaysian government should come out with border SOPs. Okay, and maybe tell the military to take care of the border SOPs. Okay, and maybe they can come with, you know, preventive ways of, if you do not follow the SOP while daily commuting, you might be fined so much of money and you may be banned for 3 days from going into Singapore. Why are we recommending this? Is because we are also concerned about the spread of the virus in the same time. So when people are afraid that they can't cross the border for 3 days, okay, they have been given a penalty of 3 days, you can't cross the border, then I think everyone will be following the SOP very, very well. And this is what we want. We can't be, you know, we have been listening to both the governments. Kami sedang berbincang, kami sedang berbincang, kami sedang berbincang, kami sedang berbincang. Dan kebanyakan perbincangan semuanya akhirnya dalam kegagalan. This is what has been happening. Okay, until the borders are open, whatever perbincangan that y'all are doing, it is showing us a failure. The borders are not open until today. So I hope the Malaysian government, especially Ismail Sabri, okay, Ismail Sabri, he have actually replied to one of my videos few months back, okay, regarding about the borders when he was the pengurusi of MKN, okay. Knowing that, I hope if y'all tag Ismail Sabri or MKN, this video definitely is going to reach him, okay. This must be an eye-opening to the Malaysian governments. They are losing not only the trust of the people, they are also losing a lot of money that can be brought to Malaysia back, okay. And just to add up, maybe they can even give some SOPs of using the saliva test, so that everyone, when they cross the border, they can use the saliva test, the saliva kit, which can be provided by the government. Okay, which can be provided by the government. It is not very expensive, it is just few ringgits. Maybe the government can give them to test a saliva test every time they go out and come in. That is more than enough. Okay, and maybe they should also provide a health declaration certificate, that they are not going through any chronic diseases, that if they are affected, it is going to take up their life. Okay, so this kind of measures should be taken by the government by now. So to just make this video short and simple, Persatuan Pemas Negeri Johor, we are geared up on actually trying to pursue the government for the border opening for daily commuting. We want people to daily commute. Okay, the government should understand something very, very clear. Malaysians went to Singapore for a living is because of two reasons. One is because, of course, of the money, okay, the high currency value. And the second is because they can commute every day, because they want to be with their family every day. This was the commitment that they did. If they would want to go to a country and stay there for almost 1 year, they would have gone to UK, to the European countries, or maybe going to the Emirates, to survive, and to bring back the money. No, that was not their point. Their point was to stay with their family and also work at the same time. So Malaysian government, it is enough. A lot of people have committed suicide. Okay, a lot of people have committed suicide, and there's no much of case where someone who comes out from Singapore and they come here and spread. There was never a cluster Singapore in Malaysia at all. There was never a cluster Pekerja Singapore at all till today in Malaysia. So this should be in the mind of all the politicians, especially to Ismail Sabri. I hope YB Ismail Sabri, I for the first time, okay, I'm making it in a very polite way. Okay, please consider opening the Singapore borders as soon as possible. It's enough of stress that the Malaysians have been going through, and they are still going through. A lot of families are having a lot of problems. Trust me on this, YB Sabri. Please save the country. Please save the people, especially the Malaysians who are stuck in Singapore. I hope you guys please share this video, and please do not forget to tag MKN and Ismail Sabri as well. Okay. Besides that, the rest of the procedures are all the same. We still have the death and critical illness DCEV, which is still open. Anyone who wants to come out from Singapore on emergency exit, you can still use DCEV. There's no changes has been done on DCEV, one. And the second thing is, now they have brought up a website for you to apply to get a home quarantine, which I don't think so it's actually necessary, but for time being you have to apply, and you have to apply it before 7 days. If you apply it in between of the 7 days, you can't actually apply through the system, because it has to be 7 days before the date that you are putting that you want to go to Malaysia. Should be 7 days before of your application. If you are putting in between 5 days or 4 days, or now you want to get a house quarantine, it doesn't work. Okay, the system doesn't work. But still, you can actually email to CPCRP and also to HSO as well. Okay, so there's any doubt, if you guys need, you can always contact Persatuan Pemas. We have been answering most of the calls that we can, under our capability, and we have been replying to most of the WhatsApp that we can under our capability. So thanks guys. Please do not just watch this video. Please do tag MKN and Ismail Sabri. Trust me, it works. Thanks guys. Take care.